Hello, I'm Marleen and this is episode 15 of my knitting podcast. Welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're new, I hope you enjoy the content. Yes, so I'm I say that in English. I agree to myself, or I don't know. So I'm coming from the Netherlands, and that's why my English is a little bit with the Dutchy accent, so sorry for that. It's a Wednesday morning now, and it's kind of stormy outside. So my husband took the children to school, and because normally I go by bike with children in a bakfiets. I don't know how you call it. The children sit in front in like a bak, and that the cycle is a little bit bigger, so you can transport them easily. But with the wind, I would fall down. So my husband agreed to take them to school, and so I could take the video as well for you. My is it proposition? Yeah, so I made a proposition with myself. Can you say that like that? I don't know. To record every week a video, just to make it more easy for me to have a regular schedule in it, like a rhythm, and also to get used to talking to the video, because I noticed that I think it's sometimes a little bit difficult to talk to a video, and you really need to, to phone actually, and you need to get adjusted to it. So it's there. The episode will be short, but I will show you also the progress of my knits, and I think maybe it's even nicer to see, because sometimes I forget the mistakes that I make, or the things that I walk against too. Yeah, walk against the wall. Yeah, I don't know. So first things first, I recently started to to talk about the things that I've sewn. And this is the Jessie dress, and it's from a book from Jurgen. I don't know if they have it in English, from La Maison Victor. Actually, I made a lot of dresses out of these patterns, and this is the Jessie dress. I don't know if you can see it properly. I don't remember the fabric that I used. It has a little bit of a nice detail on the left side, and I made it first in total with the skirt attached to the upper body. But I didn't like it that much because I cut the skirt too short, because I didn't use the the centimeters amount to flip it over, that you get a nice seam, and so it was kind of short. And then because I'm 1 meter and 80 centimeters tall, it's a little bit, it looked actually out of proportion. So I put it away a long time, and I thought about throwing it away or making a bag from it. And then I thought, well, I can make it the way I want it. So I can detach the skirt and just attach another skirt, and I will just stand up. Now I'm really enjoying it, because I made a sort of clock skirt underneath, and I'm very, very happy with the result. And now I wear it actually very, very often. Very, very often. And from the skirt, I just used some stretch tricot fabric and attached it to the skirt. And now I wear the skirt also a lot. So I'm very happy with this decision, because now I have a new skirt and a new dress. So yeah, you can really change the things the way you would like to have it. And I also changed recently the arm holes because they were a little bit too tight, and also I thought this was a little bit too broad. It was really broader than this. So I adjusted from the inside because there's a small fabric underneath, I say, to make it more beautiful. And the placket is called, I think. And from the inside I just diminished it a little bit, and that's why it's now exactly the way I would like to have it. So that's that. The other thing that I wanted to discuss is the June top, and it's a pattern by Petite Knit, and I made it last year in July, and I restarted in August, and I finished it in September. Because there were a lot of things with this camisole or this top. I used Knitting for Olive pure silk, held double, and eventually I had to use 5 skeins of 250 meters, and each was 50 grams. It's knitted on a 4mm needle, and I first started it in a size L because there would be 5 centimeters negative ease. Then I thought it was a little bit too wide. I changed to size M, medium, and eventually I restarted it totally and decided to knit a size S because it was a little bit yeah, it was a little bit too wide, and I would actually say that it's more 5 centimeters positive ease in my case. I did have a gauge, so the gauge was 20 stitches for 32 rows, and I had 20 stitches for 31 rows. So I thought it was actually, I say, quite nearby the gauge. And yeah, so I don't know why it was so wide, or did I do something wrong? I don't know. I did make it longer than was advised in the pattern. I made it, this is 33 centimeters before I did the I-cord bind off. And that's 33 centimeters is for the size L. So yeah. The only thing that I would like to discuss, and also the reason why I want to discuss this top, is I'm going to adjust the I-cord on the bottom edge, because I think it's a little bit too tight and it gives a little bit of a balloony vibe. I will stand up a little bit. I say it makes it a little bit like this, and yeah, I don't really enjoy having an I-cord on the bottom edge. So I'm going to make a 2x2 rib underneath, and or 1x1 rib, and I will show you as well the progress of that, or the finished object next week. And also I think on the neckline, I think if I would make it again, I would change it to also like a 2x2 rib, because this curls around and has a nice, I say it looks nice, but for me, I don't know, I think I would rather have a 2x2 rib or anything as an edge. So that's that. But I will show you next time. I am this week I also worked on the Baya fingering tolstati. It's actually, if you buy the tolstati, it's I think on a DK, you get the fingering weight pattern for free, like I say addendum, or I say, you get it also. So I got this one as well, and I'm very, very happy that Baya is so generous that she gives this for free, because I think she would also sell it very well as a separate pattern. But look at that! Oh, I'm so happy with it. Yesterday I put it on and my 4-year-old daughter was like, "Mom, you look so beautiful." And I thought, oh yes, I am also loving this. So it's fingering weight yarn. It's merino, 4-ply I think, if I'm correct, or 3-ply. No, it's a 4-ply, and it's 450 meters for 100 gram, and it's a sticky toffee color. I bought it at Kleur en Draad. It's a Dutch lady who used to dye the colors or the skeins, but she doesn't anymore, so that's a pity. But oh, look at that color. It's so beautiful. And what did I do? I cast it on a size 3. No, is that correct? No, size 4, and I am knitting the size 3. So there were like, I think 4 or 6 stitches more than suggested for the size 3, because I wanted to make a broader neckline, and I did use the amount of German short rows. So German short rows are that you go in and back to make the back a little bit higher, so that you get this effect and not that it falls like this when you're wearing it. And I was actually in doubt to adjust it and put a little bit more short rows in it, but I didn't. So maybe I will make it again and try that to make a little bit more short rows. But now I separated the sleeves, of course, from the body, and I could do some short rows right now, that it falls a little bit more higher on the back than on the front. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, so I will think about it. And now actually I need to, after the raglan, I knitted 3 rows extra, because it was, it looked like it was a little bit too tight underneath the armpit. But now I put it on again, and I think it's actually very well, and it's working out for me. So now I only need to do a mindless knit for 33 centimeters, and I think I say for the sleeves it's a little bit, it's already quickly that I need to bind off. So hopefully it will be finished next week, and I'm actually, because of this tee, I'm actually already in the summer vibes. So I would like also, if I have enough yarn from this one, I would like to make as well the camisole number 9 from Favorite Things, or the totally tank top from Jessie May. That would be very, very nice. Yeah. But I'm happy to work on this one as well. So then I also had some progress on the woodland pullover from the Petite Knitter. I will show you as well. So they're now a little bit more, how you call those? Yeah, plant shapes or feather shapes. And I think it's so beautiful. So hopefully next week I'm finished with the yoke, because I have a planning for to finish this one before Christmas. So it's so funny, because I could finish this, of course, more sooner. Sorry for my voice. But the idea is that I knit this with other people for the Dutch Instagram as well, and they also have a planning to finish this or these garments in December. So of course you can calculate how much you need to knit to really finish it at that time. But with the yoke, I think it's always a little bit difficult. I think when I separate for the sleeves and the lower body, then I can really make a good calculation when I need to what I need to knit during a month to really have it finished on December. But I think the idea is so nice, so looking forward to that. And I'm using alpaca heather from Manos de Uruguay, gifted from Edna. Yeah, so that's this one, and I keep it actually in my in this how do you call it? Is this a jar? No, or a pot. This is made by my grandfather, but it was such a nice man. He used to make a lot of things from wood, also for professionally, but also for his family. So we all the grandchildren have one of these pots because he made a lot of them. And I keep my yarn in them together with my patterns. I keep them in a plastic thing, so I can have them all in one pot. If you have any suggestions of words in English, I would really like to hear that, because then I can improve a little bit of my English or get better in it. Then the last thing that I wanted to discuss is my forever project of this blanket. And I'm not going to tell you anything more about it than I already told. But it's a granny square blanket, of course. And it's actually, this blanket has learned me so many things. It's really the things that are sometimes taking a longer time are actually the things that can give sometimes some we call it in Dutch bears on the road, but I don't know if that's an expression in English as well. They can give you some bears on the road, and this one has definitely given me like a lot of bears on the road, because it was supposed to be a scrappy blanket, so from scraps from my stash. Eventually now I already bought again some cotton for this, so it's already not scrappy anymore. So the whole purpose of diminishing my stash has flown out of the window. And also to weave in all the ends is kind of a thing for me, because first I thought I had a method to make it more easy for me, but then I started doubting that the ends would get loose when you use the blanket. And then I thought, well, I finish one granny square, and at the end I will weave in the ends. And there are a lot of ends, because there are 7 rows, so there are 14 ends to weave in. Then I had a period that I thought, no, I'm, going against the rules. In Dutch we call it recalcitrant, but I don't know if that's the English word. But so I didn't weave in the ends for a long time. I will show you, like, I think 14 of these granny squares haven't been woven in with the ends. I have a method that really works for me. I'm in a group with other knitters on WhatsApp, and we also share sometimes some philosophical things or things to think about. And one of the women said, keep it simple and do it immediately. And then I thought, yeah, that works for me. I need to do this immediately. So when I've finished one row of the granny square, before I can go to the next color, I weave in the ends. And maybe for a lot of you it's like, yeah, duh, I always do that. But for me it was really, I don't know, it felt so yeah, like a relief or something. And at first I didn't think that it would feel like that. So first I thought, yeah, I'm not going to do that, because of course I thought about it, but I'm not going to do that. It's not working out for me. I don't work like that. And but this works for me, and it feels very, very, how you say, because I will show you where. Yeah, so I started doing it here, and these parts, it really feels like as if I'm tidying up my room immediately. You know, the things you do already during the day, that you immediately clean things, or when it's a mess you make it tidy again, and it feels like that. So if you have the same struggles as me, just keep it simple and do it again immediately. Yeah, I'm very happy with the lady who gave me that advice. So I hope, because this summer we're going on a holiday again with the caravan, and I hope, because this is the blanket supposed to be for the caravan, that it will be finished and that it will be in our caravan. That would be so nice. This is it actually. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next week again. It's now Wednesday. I'm going to edit it this evening, because then I have the computer of my husband and I can put it online tomorrow on Thursday at 12 o'clock. But if you've seen this video, you know it's on Thursday online, but that's actually the thing that I will do every week. And if you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to be, how you say, if you want to see a pop-up for the next episode. And there's also a bell, I think. Yes, so happy knitting, happy crocheting, and happy sewing, or anything that you would like to do. Bye!